Hello, Trojan fans, and thanks for joining us today with Director of Athletics Brent Jones with an update regarding things taking place here within the athletics department for Troy Athletics. And Brent, take a look back at the 2022 football season. Truly a remarkable season. 12-2 overall record, Sun Belt Conference champions, win the Cure Bowl. Also, several different records throughout the year as it relates to attendance figures when it comes to fans packing the vet and record numbers all season long, as well as on an individual game basis. And now the team's going to finish the season ranked in the final polls. Truly a remarkable year. Let's talk further about the 2022 football season.
Historic year, an incredible year. To have 12,000 total season tickets, that's what we wanted for, to be able to host the conference championship in 6 days, to be able to have almost 25,000 fans there, to be able to see the goalposts come down, confetti falling from the sky, to see Coach Summerall be able to lift up that trophy was simply incredible. All eyes were on us that day. It was a great time. It really was. To be able to have the first sellout in the history of Troy football when we hosted Army, and how patriotic that was when they ran out, when we ran out. It was simply incredible. All the credit goes to our coaches, to our student athletes, to our staff, and to our fans that made this year absolutely historic and incredible for so many right reasons.
Also, another historic season for volleyball as well, too, as Coach Lauer and the program had their fourth consecutive winning season, went to the postseason for a third time as well, too. Things that have never happened in the program's history. Let's talk further about the foundation that Coach Lauer and his program have laid and how they continue to keep rising higher.
We just talked about Coach Summerall, a great person. Coach John is a great person, a great motivator, a great coach. The same thing with Coach Lauer. And I know we're probably going to talk about some of the success of the other programs as well. But what Coach Lauer has been able to do, he's been here 6 years, 4 of those 6 years winning seasons, and never done that before in the history of Troy volleyball. To be able to go 3 of the last 4 years, to be able to go to the postseason, to be able to host 2 of those as well. It's simply incredible. The Sun Belt Conference is super tough. It really is now, with the addition of Southern Miss, Marshall, ODU, and JMU. We thought we had a chance to get 2 teams in this year. We only got 1, but that's how good this league is. And to see what Coach Lauer does, we talk about the W4, winning in the classroom, winning in the community, winning on the playing field, and winning in the stands. They do it the right way. Their team GPA is way over 3.5. It is super great. And so I'm so appreciative of what he's able to bring, not only for a university, but also to these student athletes.
Talking about men's and women's basketball now, both teams are off to great starts as we flip the page into a new year and into the Sun Belt Conference portion of the schedule there. Through the first 2 weeks of the season, men's basketball is tied for first in the Sun Belt Conference. Women's basketball is in the second place position right now, so a great start for both programs. Let's talk about the excitement for both Coach Cross and Coach Rigby as they enter into January and February chances to chase after conference championships.
Absolutely. And so appreciative of Shanda Rigby, who just got 200 victories, which is simply incredible here to think about what she has done. Won the last 5 out of 7 Sun Belt Conference championships, either regular season or tournament. To see Coach Scott Cross and what he's been able to do now in his 4th year, really built that foundation his first 2 years. Last year, being able to win 20 games, make it to the postseason, to be able to set the all-time attendance record for a season, as well as for a game too. Simply incredible. Our Troy basketball programs, men and women, were the only ones in the Sun Belt Conference to win 20 games. Both programs win 20 games, and both programs make it to postseason. And so for us to be able to lead the conference last year in total attendance was incredible. That's a thanks to our fans. Our student athletes have done an amazing job this year, but now you got to flip the page, and that was last year. And what are you going to do this year? And you see right now, both of our teams are tied for second, 3-1 in the conference right now, as we had started conference 2 weeks ago. So I really like the trajectory of this. Our fans have been coming out in record numbers, Kyle. I know you've seen that as well. And so I think it's only going to get better now once our students come back on campus, which will be next week.
Another item that was launched over the holiday break was the second year of the Football Excellence Fund. Was launched during the inaugural year for Coach John Summerall's head coach. There's a goal this year of raising $500,000 for the football program by April 15th, a lofty goal that we're well on the way to achieving right now. Let's talk a little bit further about the need for the Football Excellence Fund and how fans can be a part of this exciting time.
Well, last year was simply incredible. We wanted to raise $100,000 in a month once we hired Coach Summerall. and then we wanted to raise 250 by April 15th. We kept that going and we smashed it by over $100,000. We were able to raise 350. But I think everybody has seen the two toughest things to do in intercollegiate athletics is build facilities and win. Why? Because it takes a lot of resources, a lot of alignment, a lot of people. We have at Troy University, we have amazing leadership under Chancellor Hawkins and what the vision that he has for the university as well as athletics. You see the amazing vision that we just talked about with Coach Rigby as well as Coach Cross, Coach Lauer. But with what John's done this past year, Coach Summerall with our football program, we need to be able to continue to pour into our program, pour into our student athletes. And so this program allows us to be able to have better nutrition, to be able to have better actual medical different devices, better training, better equipment, better travel. Those are the things, those little things that add up to make a difference. And so all those things last year, we were able to take our team to be able to have different type of wellness activities, whether that's from a hydration standpoint, whether that's from a cryo chamber deal, whether that's nutrition. All of these dollars that are raised for the football excellence go directly into football program to help us get better, to help us sustain that success that we've had. And, I'm happy to say that we're already at 150,000. So we're almost 1/3 of the way and 3 weeks in. And I'm so appreciative of everybody and how they continue to step up when asked.
Last week, you made official the hiring of Stuart Gore to lead the soccer program here at Troy. He's a national championship winning coach, and Gore brings a lot of winning and great experience here to Troy. Talk about what led to naming Stuart Gore the head coach here at Troy, and what attributes really stood out in that interview process.
One is stability. So we wanted to find a leader who wanted to be here at Troy, wanted to really that would believe in us, believe in this program, instead of having to see it. And so soccer is a program that has had a little bit of change over the last few years from different coaches, and we wanted stability. We wanted a winner. And so when I met with our student athletes, I wanted to hear what they said. After doing the SWOT analysis, they wanted someone who could coach, who could recruit, who could connect with them. And so as we went through this process, the one thing that I said to our internal committee, as well as talking with Chancellor Hawkins, we weren't going to settle. However long it took, and it was exhaustive. It was a 6-week, almost 7-week process. But to be able to hire a person who has played professionally, to be able to hire a person who's won a national championship, to be able to hire a person who's been a head coach for 8 years and never had a losing season, to have a coach who has built a program, and to have a coach who has won at an extremely high level at a very low resource school, to have a coach who has been in the NCAA tournament Division I and won a conference championship, to have a coach who's been associate head coach inside the Sun Belt Conference before. You add all that up in there, he's a dynamic leader and a dynamic, recruiter as well. And so I'm really excited about his vision for our program. Last week, before we announced it, we had him on a Zoom when he talked to our student athletes, and I was ready to run through the wall. I was ready to go out to the pitch right now and to be able to do that. And so I think we're going to see we have a lot of momentum, and I'm excited about the future for our Troy soccer program under Coach Gore.
Speaking about being excited about the future as well, too, has recently announced a new initiative within Troy Athletics for study abroad opportunities for student athletes. As Alabama's international institution, that was a key part for Troy University. Talk a little bit further about what that will look like and how it's already begun to be put in place already.
So much credit. All the credit goes to Chancellor Hawkins and his vision. As you just mentioned, Troy University is Alabama's international university. And, this really came out of his office and his vision and how we could partner this together. And so anybody who doesn't have a license plate, if they could get a Troy license plate, that's where this funding is coming from. And all of that goes to this fund, and our student athletes, as well as all students, are able to do that. They're able to get a stipend from that fund to be able to do that. And then also, as part of this as well, is how we're funding this is the yard sale that we launched last year in conjunction, I should say, with T-Day. And so what we're doing right now, we've already sent men's golf has gone to the Bahamas. Men's basketball went to Costa Rica. Women's basketball's up, as well as women's golf. And we're going to work down the different sports right now. Of course, we can't probably take all 85 football players, but what we're looking at doing is taking, the juniors or seniors, as well as baseball and softball, and making it really a camp or a clinic. One of the things that we want to do with the study abroad is we want them to be able to learn, immerse themselves in a different culture, different language, but also to be able to give back. That is so critically important. This is less about being competition and competitive and more about giving back to wherever they are. And so you saw that with men's golf hosting over 100 people in the Bahamas and being able to give out hats and being able to give out t-shirts. You saw that with men's basketball holding 2 different clinics. And so what I really envision this being about is experiential learning. We want them to go down there, immerse themselves, to be able to get class credit, to be able to go down there and have a great leadership event with their teams, but then also be able to make a difference in whatever community they are. So appreciative of Chancellor Hawkins and his vision, as well as being able to support this.
If you've been by campus at all recently, you've likely seen a lot of construction taking place over at Riddle Pace Field, and it's been exciting to see the progress taking place there. Let's talk further about that renovation project and what that's going to look like for Troy baseball for now and into the future.
It's going to be a game changer. It's going to be the best in the Sun Belt Conference. Last year, Sun Belt Conference received 4 teams in the NCAA tournament, NCAA regionals. You add Southern Miss, that would have been 5 teams. Old Dominion was one of the last teams left out. This is a super competitive league that has won national champions. Georgia Southern was a national seed. That means they were top 8 teams in the nation. And so you think about, how good this league is. And so you have to pour into it. You have to pour resources into facilities, coaches, student athletes. And so this is going to be a game changer. This is going to set up our ultimate goal of really trying to progress in that postseason. And so under the vision of Chancellor Hawkins and his leadership and what this is going to be simply incredible. And I know our fans are super excited. I get texts all the time about it. Hey, I just drove by. Look at this. It's going to be great. We're going to have an RBI club, inside, outside seating. Every single seat in Riddle Pace will be a chair back now. And the field level seating is actually going to have, I don't know the technical term, Kyle, maybe you do, but it's the cushiony chairs. They're really nice cushiony chairs. And so we're selling those right now. They promised me that we'll have the stadium ready as soon as possible. And so I'm excited about it this year.
And you can get those season tickets right now online at troytrojans.com/tickets, and segue into that first pitch part coming up here very soon for us. The annual baseball and softball first pitch banquet will take place in Trojan Arena on Friday, January 27th. A great opportunity to support both the baseball and softball programs, have dinner with the student athletes and the coaches, and learn more about the programs there. Brett, what makes it such an exciting time, though, for fans to come out and get a chance to be a part of events such as this, while also financially supporting the baseball and softball programs?
All the funds, all the proceeds go back to helping the baseball softball pro. It's an unscripted night. I mean, you get to hang out with our softball players. You get to hang out with the baseball players. You're going to have one at each different table as well. You get to be able to have interviews with them. They're going to have funny videos. You get to hear a State of the Union address, I guess, by Coach Newell as well as Coach Meade, and where they are, where they're headed. And so it's just a fun night, a way to be able to celebrate this program. A lot of parents are there. All the student athletes are there. It's a really great way. We'll also have a silent auction, and boy, that was a really good silent auction last year with different items from Major League Baseball and those such. And so it's just a really fun way to say, hey, it's here, and boy, is it about 2 weeks away now.
And you can get those tickets right now online for the first pitch banquet at troytrojans.com/first pitch. And finally, during the upcoming month leading into February, we'll have 2 members of the football program get a chance to be represented at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Carlton Marshall found out during bowl week, but here recently, his teammate Jake Andrews, one of the top-rated centers in the country, will also be joining him in Mobile, along with T-Roy, that is, too. T-Roy's going there as well. But what does that opportunity mean for our football program to get that kind of recognition, and for these 2 individuals to be recognized in this way as well?
It's the evolution of having a great program, a great season, and to be able to have the all-time tackles leader. He's from Mobile. He's a walk-on, a former walk-on, Carlton Marshall. What an amazing story. And then Jake Andrews as well. Seemingly came out of nowhere. Now, we've known about how good he is for a long time, but to be able to just splash himself on the national stage right now, it's incredible to be able to have 2 teams from a group of 5 to be able to go down there with inside the state as well. And so it just continues our upward trajectory and momentum that we have for our football program. I know Coach Summerall is looking forward to being able to go down there and see those guys as well one last time.
That's all for now. Brent, thanks for the time. And fans, if you need those season tickets for baseball, visit TroyTrojans.com/tickets and visit TroyTrojans.com for all of your information regarding all of Troy Athletics. Thanks for joining us.